Loves, if you're a female, 35 and over, you're trying to become pregnant and you've never been pregnant, listen to this. These are some things that you could consider. So for the women, get your hormones checked. Get your fertility hormones checked. A lot of the time, women are hormonally imbalanced, and we do not find out that we're hormonally imbalanced until we realize years later, a year, 2, 10 years later, when we finally decide to go to the doctor and find out what's happening with our fertility. That's when we usually find out that we have hormone imbalance. So women, get your hormones checked. Apart from that, consider taking iron supplements, iron folate. For me, I took iron folate, which is a plant-based iron. And for your partners, have them get their sperm tested. Yes, ladies. Ask your partner to get a sperm analysis done. This will check his sperm count. Yes, so how many he has. It will also check the motility, as in how fast his sperm swim to your reproductive organ. The sperm analysis will also check the size, the shape, and the structure of the sperm, which is quite important. A lot of couples don't get pregnant, and guess what? Quite a bit of time, it is also due to male infertility. But most time, women, we take it onto ourselves and we naturally assume that it must be us while we haven't gotten pregnant. For your husbands, boyfriends, partners, you can ask them to consider taking zinc, folate, and selenium. Women, this one is a little bit touchy. I did it, and for me, there's a test called the HSG test. HSG for short, which is hysterosalpingogram. Hysterosalpingogram. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but the abbreviation is HSG. So with the HSG, they will use a special x-ray to check if your fallopian tubes are blocked. They will insert a catheter and then they will flush a dye through it, and whilst the dye is going through, they are taking x-rays at the same time. If the dye goes straight through to the other end, then they are aware that your tubes aren't blocked. If the dye stops anywhere in there, the x-ray picks it up also, and of course, you know that we'd have had a little bit more of a challenge, maybe. Right, and so the HSG test is done after your period and before ovulation. You can expect a bit of cramping, spotting, and it takes about 5 to 10. It takes about 5 to 10, for me, long minutes. When it was done, I felt much more than slight cramping. I was told not to go alone, but I thought I could have done it alone. I'm like, how bad could this be? It was that bad for me because my pain threshold is low. So don't use what I'm telling you. I said, oh, well, Dion said it was painful. No, it was for me. Some persons just experience cramping. For me, I was balled up in that car. I bucked that AC. The sun was hot. I bucked that AC and I was balled up in my car for an hour and a half. When I was feeling a bit better, I drove over to Devon House and I bought myself my favorite ice cream, which is coffee ice cream. Well, it's one of my favorite ice cream. How come? I don't really enjoy drinking coffee. Anyway, see, I'm gone off on a tangent. And then I drove to Legane to a restaurant and I bought my favorite food. That's what I did. I treated myself after that. There's also another test called the transvaginal ultrasound, where the technician uses a small probe to insert it. It's a pelvic ultrasound and it shows detailed images of your reproductive organs. This test can detect pregnancy, early pregnancy. In my case, this is what detected that I was pregnant. It can also detect ectopic pregnancies, So that is where the fetus is attached outside of where it should be. It can also detect fibroids, endometriosis, things like that. Pelvic inflammatory disease. And this test lasts about 15 to 30 minutes, but not painful at all, but you do feel a bit of discomfort. Women, take your fertility in your hands. Don't leave it up to your partners. Don't leave it up to the doctors. You know, when our time passes, that is it, that is it, that is it. And remember, if it is egg white, it is right. If it is egg white, it is right. You're ovulating, do it enough, do it plenty, do it all about, have fun while doing it. I'm Dion, my platform is Dove London, and I hope these tips will help even one of you. Until next time, the journey continues. Bye guys.